Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. With Tony. Woo.
Hello, and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. The last two episodes, I talked about creating a morning routine and an evening routine. And I kind of shared a little bit about my method and some suggestions, but I didn't really provide a structure that was sort of universal. And I was reminded of that by coaching one of my clients this week, and she told me she was doing something that her friend was talking about. And it reminded me, I'm like, that sounds so familiar. Where did I hear that from? And then I remember it was from Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning. And I wanted to kind of teach you guys, or just tell you. I'm not teaching you. I'm not telling you. I'm not teaching you. I'm just telling you because this is not originally from me. This is from Hal Elrod's book, Miracle Morning. But I think that you can utilize this in your morning routine or your evening routine, or in the middle of the day, maybe, if that works best for you. I am a really big believer in a morning routine, but at the same time, sometimes that's not doable. And obviously what you can stick to is going to be the best plan of action. But either way, you might be waking up or you might be sitting down to do your evening routine, but you don't really know exactly what it is that you're doing. You just know you created the space, but although I gave suggestions on the last two episodes, maybe it still was kind of unclear. So I wanted to share this with you. I think it'll really help you if you want to incorporate all of these steps or just some of them. I recommend jotting them down. So if you're driving right now, definitely re-listen to this when you're able to kind of sit and write this down, or maybe you want to take some notes in your phone, maybe do a quick voice text or something, just so you can remember these steps. And I think it'll help you. So whether you're doing your morning routine, your evening routine, or maybe you put this in your lunchtime routine, I think it will be helpful for you. So the acronym is SAVERS. So it's kind of ironic because it will save you a lot of time, energy, stress in the long run. And I can't remember if that's why they use this acronym or not, but I think it really will save you. It will save you from a lot of feeling scattered and feeling like you're not taking care of yourself. I feel like this is going to be super helpful for you. So the acronym is SAVERS. S is for silence. So silence is a way to kind of declutter the mind and get more in touch with your soul. 5 minutes of silence, prayer, meditation, whatever you feel resonates with you the most. A is for affirmations, reminding yourself that you will be kind to yourself and others today. So take 5 minutes to remind yourself what is true. And if you need some suggestions, you can say things like, I am bold, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am capable, I am worthy. And really think of, obviously, once again, what resonates with you the most? What is it that you feel you want to strengthen or just remind yourself of? So it's a great reminder to just start your day. So just repeat your affirmations for 5 minutes. Then the second is visualization. So take 5 minutes and remind yourself that you can't go backwards, you can't change the beginning, but you can start where you are and you can change the ending. That's a quote from C.S. Lewis. So you want to be thinking about what it is that you're trying to achieve. You can envision the day, you can envision your goals and your dreams, you can envision yourself doing something that you want to do later in the week. Whatever it is, and visualize yourself in a place that's going to bring you content and joy and give you some sort of motivation or kind of plan on kind of how to handle how to get there. So really take time to visualize. Then E is for exercise. So this is where it's recommended to do a little bit more than 5 minutes, but even just 10 minutes, even 10 to 30 minutes of exercise. It's not about burning calories. It's just about moving your body, setting the intention, get the blood flowing after especially if you're doing this in the morning, and you've been sleeping, or at the end of the night, or maybe you've been sitting and working. Get your body moving, whether it's a walk or a stretch, 10 to 15 minutes to start, then all the way up to 30 minutes if you can. R is for reading, and reading is a way it can be reading something enjoyable if it's at the end of the night to kind of, instead of watching TV, to kind of decompress, or it could be something educational. I'll read journal articles, or sometimes I'll enroll in like a course of some kind to just keep me up to date with my continuing education. And so that can be super, super helpful. It could be reading a piece of scripture if you're spiritual. It could be reading quotes. It could be reading of any kind. And the recommendation there is 10 to 15 minutes, but I would not get caught up in the time. If it helps you to have a time frame so you don't get caught up in one activity, or so that you make sure you're doing a little bit of something, that's fine. But I wouldn't really be too concerned about the specific times of the stuff. These are just general recommendations. And then the last is scribe, S for scribe. So start writing no matter what. And that's a quote from Louis Lamar. And that is really just as an opportunity for you to journal. I should probably take a note from this and write my book every morning, but I'm making my life miserable by procrastinating this. So, but I do journal every morning. So that's part of my morning routine, which is really, really helpful. So it could be writing out your thoughts. It could be writing out kind of your schedule for the day. I think it's just really, obviously we want it to be more of a reflectionary thing. It could be, honestly, I don't see why you can't combine some of these things. So writing out your affirmations. One meditation activity I did was so powerful is I actually drew what I was visualizing. So it recommended to draw how I saw myself in 10 years. And so I draw like a really big house. I drew an airplane. I drew lots of money. I drew like hearts to symbolize, love. And I drew all of the things that were important to me, a thriving business, family, all of these things. And that's what I drew. And it was really, really powerful to visualize it, spend time thinking about what it is that I want to achieve, but then actually drawing it is helpful. So that could be, even though we're talking about writing your words, it could also be drawing as a way to kind of bring that together. So like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You can't screw this up. You really can't. So just try to incorporate this in some of your day. Even if you start with just save and then you go to the savers, or maybe you just start with S and then you do, A and then V and then E and then R and then S, do it how you want. But I just wanted to kind of throw this in there. I kind of wish I had this information when I was recording the morning routine podcast episode, but honestly, this is kind of like a nice way, or a nice reinforcer. So if you haven't listened to those episodes, definitely go back and listen to them. I'm going to quickly repeat what SAVER stands for, and let me know if you try this, okay? So SAVERs, S for silence, A for affirmations, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading, and S for scribing. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to message me. Like I said, this is not my original stuff. This is just something that I read about, and then my client reminded me, and so I wanted to share it with you. Definitely recommend checking out that book by Hal Elrod, Miracle Morning. It's really, really awesome. And it's a great community if you want to join. I think they have a free Facebook group as well. All right, so I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, definitely take a screenshot of it, share it on your story, tag me at tips_with_Tony with an I, tag the Tips with Tony podcast as well. If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, please press subscribe. It allows other people to find it, but more importantly, it notifies you every Monday and every Wednesday when a new episode comes out, so you don't miss a beat. As always, I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.